I thought you were going to greet somebody at the door.
No, we're all getting cozy around the table. I got a beer now. Mm-hmm. We're good. Everybody okay?
Yeah, we're good. Kyle's going to be joining us today because
Should we clap?
Well, he's finished the show.
Kyle's done with all of it. I'm not. So he has secrets to keep from me, which I don't like to have secrets in our marriage, but I guess
it's a surprise.
Yeah.
You want to clap? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it again. 1.
Wait,
2.
that was perfect.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
This is Season 8, Episode 11, Rocky 8, and Season 8, Episode 12, Whale Hunt. It's really called Rocky 8.
Google it.
I am.
Google it.
I've been wrong on a couple of things on this trip.
I know. I hate to rub it in, but I've really been right about most things on this trip.
You usually are.
I know.
You guys
Amanda's learning.
No, I'm right on some things. It's Rocky 8. I don't remember that.
Because I was like, in my head, I thought, how many Rockies are there?
Not 8.
7?
I don't think so.
They talk about watching Rocky 6, I think, in this episode. Well, I can't look it up because I'm using my phone.
I already did.
How many are there?
Oh, how many Rockies are? I don't know. I've never seen a Rocky.
I haven't either.
And guess what?
Either.
Spoil them all you want. I ain't gonna watch them.
Yeah, I don't mind even a spoil on things I am going to watch, but I definitely don't mind a spoil on Rocky. Although, I bet there are some people who would get mad about it, even though it's been out my entire life.
I don't want to be spoiled on things that I could possibly watch.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The original Rocky, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that goes from 76 to 90.
Wow.
And then Rocky Balboa in 2006. Then Creed 2, Creed 3 in 15, 18, and 23. So the franchise has 9.
Dang.
But Rocky has 5. 6 if you count the 2006 Rocky Balboa. Okay. Sylvester Stallone.
And that's more than I will ever know about that franchise.
Wait, and then Creed
is Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, but it's kind of like a Rocky.
He was Apollo Creed was his opponent in 2, I think. I don't know. I'm not a Rocky.
This is stuff I don't care about.
And so this is... I didn't see any of the Creeds, but that's
we need you to come a little closer to the mic.
So that's like the franchise. Is that too close?
Your voice is quieter than hers, and you're further away.
Do you want to switch seats?
No.
Yeah, get up in there like you like your wife.
I love my wife.
All right.
I want everyone to know that.
Okay, so sit next to her like you do. Let's hear this brief.
Okay.
Should we clap?
No, we gotta go. We gotta get it going.
Okay,
This happens a lot with us.
I have a brief that I wrote. Boxing and poker, 2 episodes back to back that highlight all of Harvey's greatest pleasures mixed with his greatest business, the law. Donna also lands a pleasurable date with a business associate client, and Katrina and Brian cannot, under any circumstances or sense, mix business and pleasure ever again. Meanwhile, I found it pleasurable watching Lewis be a business leader as managing partner of the firm.
You keep saying pleasure. I keep thinking about you working at Chick-fil-A. I know you didn't, but it sounds like you do when you say
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Pleasure.
Should we start with a little BC?
Yeah, before the credits.
Yeah, I know.
Donna gives Harvey a coffee, and it's cold, and he's late, and he can't believe Lewis is managing partner. To which I would say, believe it, baby, because he was there when he voted for it.
Believe it or not.
But that's not why he's late. He's been trying to figure out how to attack Malik for revenge. So he can't let this one go. Man, Harvey holds a grudge. He's fiercely loyal, but he holds a grudge.
And he was ready for that one.
Yeah.
Then we see handsome managing partner Lewis talking to another handsome managing partner Lewis, congratulating himself in the mirror before he slides into the office and he does that dance. What's that dance with Christopher Walken?
I think it's the walking.
Mr. Walken, yeah.
No, like the slim, like, what is that song? And he does the music video.
Gosh, what is that?
The slim.
I'll look it up.
What is it?
I'll look it up.
He has a thing in his rider that says he'll dance in every movie, just like Brad Pitt isn't Brad Pitt the one that has to eat something in every movie?
Yeah. It helps him get into character, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look it up on Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, he's like Christopher Walken dancing into this office and he glides his way over to talk with Gretchen. And she makes it clear she will never trim his neck hair and then jokingly demands a raise. But she's also like, I will be here for you for anything.
Jim Allen is at his boxing ring when Harvey tells him he'll be the right guy to knock out Malik. Jim appreciates the metaphor enough to drop his old lawyer and hire Harvey. Jim is also says he's definitely did not throw the fight.
Quick depo before we keep going. Did you hear how he said?
I did.
Okay.
Say this word again.
He said it correctly.
Lawyer.
Yeah. Lawyer.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
The
can't-
law.
Oh my God.
Thank
It's
you.
the law, right?
Thank you, brother. Thank
Oh,
you.
wait. Which side are you on? Lawyer.
Lawyer is the correct pronunciation, but people in Texas say lawyer.
Let me
You can do this. We've already done this
Kyle,
before.
there's a lot of episodes
No,
about this.
I've heard you guys go back and forth. I just didn't mean to do that wrong.
Because you live with her.
Yeah.
Kyle was also justified.
We were born in
correctly.
Texas and raised in Texas. You were born in the family of lawyers.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Yeah,
So
because you're not going to be like, hey, I'm going to bring the law to you.
The lore.
No, I mean, like,
Let's keep going. We don't need a bearded dead
noticed
horse.
it.
this is a season finale, series finale conversation, not a...
Also, literally, we don't need to beat a dead horse on this because we would have to get another lawyer.
To put you in jail for beating a horse to death,
Right.
And saying lawyer wrong. He'd be like, you're charged
yeah,
with 2 counts of.
Yeah, it's lawyer.
I'm glad I don't even have to fudge the editing of this because my brother said it the correct way and now it's 2-1. I'm thinking I won this one.
When she does this, when she does this every episode, does she always dance along with it and put her arms out and flail around like that?
I love watching Amanda dance and flail. It's one of my favorites. Speaking of dancing and flailing, then we hear our favorite song
A greenback boogie. We're just now to the credits.
Yeah, this is what happened.
of episode 1.
Here we go.
It's okay.
Okay, I'll start. Robert is waiting in Harvey's office, and he is just so relieved to sign over the firm to Lewis. But he also wants in on this fixed fight case to get back at Malik, and he wants to step into the ring. But he tells Harvey this, right? Like, he's like, I want to get back in. It's also partially to avoid Lewis.
Harvey confronts Malik. Malik isn't going to back down. It turns out that Malik is a middleweight champ and also loves boxing.
Yeah, I thought that Malik was not going to be a very good boxer.
Yeah.
And I thought that Harvey was going to, like, totally take this case, but turns out Malik also knows about boxing.
Yeah, he knows a lot.
Like, enough to, do it for the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, to actually be a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Harvey tries to get the case dismissed, and Malik says the scale was rigged and a huge bet was made right before the fight. Meanwhile, it's okay to say meanwhile because it means something else is happening, Maggie. Zane is meeting with the boxers who also say it was definitely not rigged. The judge says it's moving to trial.
Because Harvey's having a fight with Malik.
Yeah.
But then Harvey and Zane believe both the fighters and Jim Allen. So they're like, Malik is wrong. Zane says they just need to respect Lewis enough to tell him what's going on. Meanwhile, no, then next, Lewis says that he's actually okay with Harvey taking the case because Harvey is good with it. And so if Harvey's good with it, Lewis is good with it. He's trying to give him a leash, right, to run with. Lewis says this joke like Harvey's like, I don't know if you're trying to do some Jedi mind trick, and Lewis goes, I don't know who Jedi mind trick is, but I would never try to ride you bareback. And he goes into a very long explanation about riding. Then he goes into a very long explanation about riding Harvey bareback, which makes everyone uncomfortable. And as Harvey leaves, he's like, "Giddy up!" He does not get it. He's not trying to be
dirty. He's not trying to be a dirty Lewis.
Lewis does that a lot. He does that a lot, where he's not trying to be dirty, but he's everyone else in the room.
This is a good on Carl's part.
Yeah, Carl loves
Carl the
Lewis
writer?
lit.
Yeah, he throws those little Easter eggs in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to read the next part, Kyle?
Yeah. Zane's been reviewing tapes. All the people who made the small bets were connected to Jim Allen, which means someone did throw the fight, and Zane thinks it's a boxer playing him.
He doesn't think it's Jim Allen.
So he's got to find out who.
Yeah. Harvey talks to the boxer Ricky about boxing strategy and accused him of taking a dive for dropping his hands, because obviously Harvey knows boxing. And the boxer says he doesn't have shit. He's a 35-year-old and he's losing his mind from getting his head bashed in for so many years. And Harvey says his job is to make the world know that Jim is innocent. He's like, I'm sorry about you, but I have to make sure that Jim doesn't go down for this. And I guess, okay, this isn't a depot, but like, how do we feel? I guess it is. Quick depot. How do we feel about boxing? Because wrestling's fake. Right.
I'm
boxing's
way better with boxing than I am like MMA. The mixed martial arts octagon stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That messes with me. Like, people love it, and it's
so
brutal.
violent.
It's just brutal, and okay, but boxing is like technicians at work. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm not saying MMA is not, but it's way more of a sport to me than it is MMA.
Yeah.
And so while it's not like, top of the list by anything, it's way better than what alternative is to me.
Yeah, this is like, I would say boxing is like one sport, and then MMA is like, you could do karate, you could kick me, you could do whatever you
Pretty
want.
much do anything but bite.
You could do anything. So that's messed up.
So your boys couldn't do that because they did bite each other last week.
My boys are MMA fighters,
They
which
are
is
MMA
also why I
fighters.
have an issue with it.
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh, and they saw karate today.
and then they saw a bunch of karate, and now they're going to be like back on the karate
And
kicks.
one's got form and the other's got aggression.
Yes.
But wrestling, I'm like, I would encourage them to be
Yeah.
professional wrestlers all day long.
I'd like them to do the wrestling in high school and maybe college.
Oh, no. I'm not
but
talking about that. I'm talking about like theater.
Theatrical.
I'm talking about them like coming up with a character.
And I'm talking about him being a man.
I'm talking about them jumping off in tidy whities.
Yeah.
Maybe they could play that part.
Yeah, they'd be so good at it.
It's funny because when you were saying MMA, I was hearing, I like boxing, but I don't like MMA. But I thought you were saying M&A, like mergers and acquisitions. And I was like, interesting that you would compare mergers
not
and
my favorite,
acquisitions
no.
to boxing.
Yeah.
Actually, if mergers and acquisitions was boxing, my MMA would be tax law.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Not interested.
Not like Katrina Bennett.
Brutal, violent.
Yeah.
Taxes. Death.
Anyways, we're on the next. Okay. I really got us off track. I'm sorry about that.
Zane is not happy to let Ricky get thrown under the bus. He's basically like, you can't do that, dude, to Harvey. And then Zane brings up that Harvey once threw William Sutter, his own client, under the bus.
Ooh, that's a throwback.
Right. And he's like, oh, you didn't think Rachel would tell me about that? To which I thought, she shouldn't. She shouldn't be talking about clients with you. Competitive law firm. You shouldn't be talking about clients with anyone.
Right.
That's confidential, Rachel.
Yeah.
And she should know that.
Yeah.
Like, why would, what? Why aren't people more mad about that?
She probably did, he probably did what my mom does. Goes, it's okay, you could tell me I'm your mother.
And she's like, okay,
I
Daddy.
can't tell you that, Mom. I cannot tell you about that and about work.
Okay, Daddy. But then he throws it back to Harvey. I didn't like that. Anyways, he's like, you can't do that. Then Lewis comes in and takes over the case. He managing partners up. And he says, you guys are running around doing a bad job. I'm going to do it. And then they decide all three of them will stay up all night. And then finally, the morning sun is coming up, and Lewis realizes that they could sue Malik for like a wrongful lawsuit because he's going after guns a-blazing the wrong guy, and there's evidence about it. And then they'll force Malik into taking a deal, so they'll get to stick it to him.
Yep.
It's surprising to me that they had to stay up all night to come up with the conclusion of, no, we'll sue him.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you gotta hover over something.
Yeah, they were circling it.
They were circling.
How many all-nighters have we seen in this show? That's like the cure to the case.
Not that many, actually.
I think we should...
Late nighters for sure.
I think all-nighters are popular. I think
we've had one all-nighter a season.
No. Oh, every
a
season?
So that's 8 all-nighters. That's a lot of all-nighters.
That's a lot of all-nighters. I'm more of a go to sleep and think about it in the morning.
I'm more of a 9:30er.
Well, we're not on that track right now.
Let's keep going.
Okay. Your movers get here at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
What time is
Our
it?
movers will get here in 7 hours.
Okay. Zane and Harvey tell Malik to take his medicine. He needs to issue a public apology. They got him. Jessica Pearson sends her regards.
Yeah. Robert and Harvey are toasting to Jessica, and they talk about all the different Rocky movies, and they agree that Lewis being a better managing partner would be worse than Rocky V.
In Rocky V, I guess it's really bad.
Which we've all seen and understand.
Yeah, no.
I know. I'm glad that Harvey has someone else to talk
About movies with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it's Mike's father-in-law, so it's like Mike's there in spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, next storyline here, we have Samantha and Alex, right?
Yeah.
So they've just come off of this battle. They're staring and admiring Wheeler Williams being added to the wall, which I think it should be Williams Wheeler instead of Wheeler Willis.
Yeah, you know what I thought about?
It's so hard to say Wheeler Williams.
What do you think it should be?
Williams Wheeler.
Me too. I think that too. Williams Wheeler.
You're just trying to.
Nope.
You're just
I
trying
think
to
it should
get
be
back.
Williams Wheeler.
I don't
Wheeler
really...
Williams sounds so hard to say.
Wheeler Williams.
Wheeler Williams.
Wheeler Williams.
William. Wait, no.
Wheeler.
It's too many W's.
Also,
What are
Carl, come on, dude. Pick something else.
Williams and what?
Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Why can't I say it anymore?
Wheeler and Williams.
Wheeler Williams.
That's what you think it should be.
No, it should be Williams Wheeler.
That's what we think it should be.
Yeah. You're just all one voice.
Anyways, she wants to know how he got the evidence, but he's not going to tell her. Guess what? She going to find out.
Samantha's client from the insurance company says that they lost $80 million. This is, what was her name? Tina?
I forget her name, but she's the one who lost to Alex.
Yeah. They lost $80 million because she broke the law to get those records, and she needs to make things right.
Yeah.
Samantha confronts Katrina in the bathroom, which, don't get me started, about stealing the records. Katrina didn't break the law, but it was dumb. Samantha says she needs to do something for her now, which is this entire season is you do this for me and I'm going to do this for
The
you.
entire series.
Yeah, that's true.
Katrina then is at the office working after 10, and Donna's like, oh, what's going on? And she goes, oh, I'm just making some last minute tweaks, which immediately raises the red flag for Donna. And she says, you know what, Katrina? You need to decide what kind of lawyer you want to be. And Katrina's like, I know what I want to be. I want to be someone who runs my own firm. And this is what Harvey or Lewis or Robert Zane would do. And Donna says, yeah, but they'd never be a pushover. Like maybe they would, but they'd never be a pushover.
So Katrina comes in. She's like, I did not do what you asked me to do. I found some loopholes to recover money. She recovered $10 million just like very quickly, which is just the tip of the iceberg. And she is not going to let Samantha dictate what kind of lawyer she is or wants to be.
Good for her.
And she's really starting to get some confidence.
Yes.
Katrina tells Alex he's sold her out. The silver lining is that Katrina now knows she never wants to be that kind of lawyer that puts people in this position. And she wants to tell him that he owes her one now. What do you know?
What a grown-up she is. Samantha then apologizes to Donna for what she did to Katrina. And Katrina was actually just coming by to say that Donna's a great CEO, and they're saying Katrina's a great lawyer. And they're just like, oh my gosh, like it's like a bathroom meeting, right? It's not, though. It's in Donna's office.
Yeah.
And then they decide they're going to go out for drinks with Gretchen to have a really fun time.
Love that.
Love that. That's the end of that story.
Yeah, that is the end of that story. Drinks with the gals.
Drinks with the gals. Let's get on up here. We're going to go to this last one. Lewis.
His client.
His client is Thomas Kessler. and he's got an issue, and he needs Lewis, and Thomas needs Lewis to get him out of a contract, and he also needs interim general counsel. And Lewis says yes to both, which is kind of like a huge deal because Lewis is now the managing partner, and he's also going to be the interim, general counsel, and then also help him find a general counsel. Come on, dude. That's a lot of jobs.
That's wearing a lot of hats, Lewis.
Yeah.
So Donna finds Lewis working on this stuff for Kessler, and she's like, dude, you need to delegate. And she says, I have some things that I need your help with that are only for managing partners to do because of the bylaws that you wrote, Lewis.
Right.
So go find someone to do this Kessler work.
Right.
And I will find Kessler an interim counsel.
Lewis presents Alex with Thomas Kessler's contract problem with a Churchill speech. Alex accepts.
Yeah, that speech was great.
It was
so
awesome.
funny. Donna visits Thomas Kessler in his office and tells him she's there to get him the top 10 candidates. She's kind of flirty with him, and she said it's all about chemistry, and she knows his type because, of course, she's Donna.
Yeah, you can see this coming a mile away.
Yeah, you can.
They're cute. You know what's funny is that Amanda and I watched this upstairs in the projector, and it was kind of sunny, so I couldn't really see anyone's faces very well. And then I saw the second episode down here on the TV, and I was like, oh, he's handsome.
Thomas Kessler?
Yeah.
Handsome,
I wasn't expecting it from Lewis's oldest client. I thought he'd be a fuggo.
He's not a fuggo, because what did I say about Thomas Kessler? That he's one of my boyfriends.
You didn't tell me that until we were down here, and now I get it.
Okay,
He's one of my
quick depo
Yeah.
for you, Amanda. Rank your boyfriends in Suits from top to bottom.
Of who
In
you would want to be on
3,
top and
Who
who
are
you
on the
would
top
want
and
to
the bottom?
Yeah. Going in 3, 2, 1.
Harvey Specter is number 1.
Number 2.
Travis Tanner.
Number 3.
Sean Cahill.
Number 4.
Maybe Thomas Kessler.
Is there a 5?
Jeff Malone.
6.
Is that it?
Lois. Lois Lynn.
No. I mean,
You didn't put Mike in there.
no, Mike's not one of my boyfriends.
Mike's married.
I know, but you're still ranking. If you had a hall pass, would you go with Mike?
No.
No, he's not one of my boyfriends.
You have 5 boyfriends.
But if you had a hall pass, would you go with Lois Lynn?
No.
Harvey, how do you not know your sister's type? You
Yeah.
were
You
like,
just call me Harvey?
Yeah, you just called
You just call me Harvey.
Call Harvey.
Guys, it's midnight.
Wait a minute. Who's my other boyfriend?
you do have another boyfriend. And
There's
I
a
can't.
6th one.
Oh, Stu.
Yes, Stu.
How could you forget? Let's start over. Harvey.
I mean,
Specter.
Stu must be 6 if he's
Tanner,
single.
second.
Travis Tanner.
Sean Cahill.
Sean Cahill and Stu are tied for 3rd.
No,
I think
4.
Stu. I think Stu is 3rd.
Okay.
Stu over Cahill.
You'd love those suspenders.
I love Stu. Sean Cahill's 4th.
Okay.
Jeff Malone, I think, is 5th, and then Thomas Kessler 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of that is season based. You got more time with some of those other people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like time in the market,
That was a good
It's like
depot.
Compound interest. That was a great depot.
I do think Thomas Kessler, of all of those men, I think has like the sweetest disposition.
He's got a moral
He's
compass.
marriage
Of
material.
all my boyfriends, which one of them would you pick me to date?
I would pick Thomas Kessler.
Okay.
Because I think Travis
Or Jeff
Tanner-
Malone. Yeah, Jeff Malone's got the same demeanor.
I know. I always thought Jeff
Although
Malone was going to
he's too straightforward.
straight
almost,
laced,
yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Kessler seems like he'd like bend some rules, but also ultimately talk to you about it and be honest and upfront. He's not playing games. Oh no.
What?
Oh God.
What?
You guys both just made a face.
About what?
You guys both just made a face. I said Thomas Kessler's not going to play games and he'd be honest and upfront. And then you guys both made a face. Does he have a family? A secret family? A secret family in a cabin. And then he takes Donna to the cabin and she's like, you have a whole secret family. And then she's heartbroken.
How did you get that?
Oh my God, you guys, because it was all over your face.
How did you guess
You're
it?
We had secret families written all
You
over
had
our
secret
face.
family cabins in your face.
Let's move on.
The contract for Kessler is airtight, and Alex says, listen, Lewis, there's nothing I can do. The only way to fix this is to slice and dice. And Lewis is like, no. That's not going to happen because Kessler's going to lose his company, and no one wants to lose an arm. So I'm taking this back from you.
Right.
Good day.
Another ball in the air for him to juggle. Donna presents Kessler with the top candidates and a guy who graduated middle of his class from sunny
SUNY Buffalo,
SUNY Buffalo. And why do you know that?
because that's where my dad went.
Excellent. They're still flirty. Kessler says he's going to send Lewis the contracts by the end of the day, which surprises Donna.
Also, she had said she was going to get him 10, and she brought him 3.
Yeah, so she lied.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh no, this SUNY Buffalo guy. That stands for State University of New York.
Oh.
All the SUNY schools.
Okay. Lewis shows Donna the journal article and explains to her that he is managing the firm as he sees fit. She says he's doing a really shitty job. So there's like a really bad article about what's going on there at the firm.
With Harvey and Robert.
She says he's not delegating and he's abdicating and he is not steering the ship.
Which I thought was an interesting differentiation too of like there's one thing about like delegating tasks. There's another like he should be involved in the Robert Zane and Harvey Specter issue because it's like getting press. It's really bad. He should not be involved in this contract thing that Alex could easily handle. Mm-hmm. So then Lewis picks up Alex's check at a restaurant to apologize. Alex also apologizes. And he says he realized that Larry, the previous general counsel for Thomas Kessler, snuck in some stuff in the contract purposefully, and he has already solved all of the problems, so Thomas Kessler will not lose his company.
Mm-hmm. Kessler calls Donna to ask her to dinner. They have some chemistry. Either way, he thanks her for keeping his business going.
Donna apologizes to Lewis, then Lewis apologizes to Donna. The truth is they all need to learn in their own time. So... you know, that's nice. Here's the thing.
What does that mean?
They're going to apologize, they're going to fight, and then they're going to apologize. I mean, like, the whiplash of emotions in this firm.
What's interesting, though, is in this season, I noticed it's like, I apologize, I accept your apology, and I also apologize. Like, they've all gone to therapy. Versus, like...
I'm sorry. Hold on. For the listeners, they couldn't witness what I just saw, which I've never seen in my 44 years.
The arms up.
The arms up.
When Amanda did that noise.
Attempt at a sneeze. This sounded a lot. I can only assume like a red panda. What was that?
It did sound like a panda sneeze.
Kyle, that's how I sneeze.
Not like that.
Most of the time.
That was not. That was not hands in the air like you're on a chorus line.
The hands in the air. Have you ever seen the video of the panda when it sneezes and it scares itself?
Oh, it's so cute.
That's what you looked like.
You look so much
cute.
like the panda.
So cute.
Look, I think I'm funny sometimes. Okay, not all the time, but sometimes.
Okay.
I don't just laugh at myself when I'm by myself. You know.
I don't think a lot of people do.
Some people do. I laugh at myself when I sneeze and I'm by myself.
We laugh at you
when
too.
They're like that because I'm like, that was so funny. Like as soon as it happens, I'm like, that was so funny.
There is something going on
in your nose.
In your nose that is, it's just not normal.
I appreciate it.
If you've been listening to Only Suits fans, it's been talked about. I left one in.
It's really cute.
At the beginning, was it the beginning of this season or was it the
I think it was episode 7.
Well, you're leaving this one in. I can tell you that.
It was like,
yeah, it was, and also there was a time when it was just in the background and we were live going on Suits LA.
Yeah, and I was sneezing from the background and it was so loud.
It's shared on our social.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, you should follow Only Suits.
Yeah.
I do follow.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
not a
subscribe,
good follower.
leave a review. We haven't even gotten a review from Carl.
You're right. We have only gotten one from Kyle and not Carl. It's like I've never seen them in the same room at the same time.
What did Kyle say? Me. What did I say?
You said, "This is my wife and my sister-in-law." No, this is my wife and my sister. No, you didn't. You said something.
And
nice.
it's pronounced lawyer.
I'm eating a chip.
Okay, are you guys?
Is it?
Can I get a beer?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't.
I think really keep you awake.
Is it? Did you look that up though? Is it Stephen Palmer? Because I think later they call him Andrew Palmer again.
They call him Andrew Palmer. We're just gonna call him Andrew Palmer. All right. Before the credits, we have super high stiletto Donna is walking in with some swag. It's enough for Gretchen to grill her about her new possible man in her life and getting her freak on.
Yeah, Gretchen's like, "Go get it.
Go get it. Go get it."
Lewis then apologizes to Harvey. Harvey apologizes to Lewis. And then Lewis asks Harvey to land a new whale. He says, like, "You're the best at this." So Harvey says, "Yeah, actually, I know Andrew Palmer is looking for representation, and I'll go get him." "Chips ahoy," says Lewis lit.
Yeah, because he's just doing a bunch of, like, sailor metaphors and everything.
Get the whale.
Yeah.
Decaf chai with 3 sugars is delivered from Brian to Katrina. They got a partner specialty, consumer goods, and they've got a new fragrance to help out with this.
Not as sexy as tax law, but Katrina's excited to have a specialty.
CPGs, that's good. Consumer packaged goods. That's a good.
CPGs.
CPG. Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's
That would be a C. That would be.
A J and a P. You got one letter right.
CPJ. Sarah Jessica Parker.
You got one letter right out of order.
And the P was in the wrong. Yeah.
That's my wife, who knows that it's pronounced lawyer.
Guys, I was doing a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, just like my sneezes?
No, your sneezes are serious,
They are.
but they're funny.
That's a condition.
It's so great. I love it.
I have dyslexia.
The only thing I'm ever worried about with the sneeze is like, what happens if I'm given a keynote?
Oh my God.
You start tap dancing. You go
Because
right into a tap dance
You
routine.
just make it a part of it.
You
just
I?
gotta be. If you have to sneeze, Amanda, if you ever have to sneeze on a stage in front of a bunch
In
of
public?
people, there's no way you can do that. Like
And just
turn
keep
around
going.
and do it
Yeah.
because your whole body your arms fly out and your hands do a little tiny claw. Like they do like little talon fingers.
We should probably think about what my joke is after that happens.
It's something having to do with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Or you just say
I have a lot of
Gesundheit.
keynotes coming up, and like some of them are big audiences. What
Oh
happens
gosh,
if
I hope it's allergy season. Where is it?
The Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl? No, I have to go back. I mean, a lot of them are in Dallas.
Yeah.
I have one in Boston, one in San Antonio, no allergy issues there. So, oh man.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
After the credits, we hear our favorite song.
A Greenback Boogie.
There's no clap there.
Harvey meets Andrew Palmer and tells him all about himself, but Andrew already knows about Harvey. He knows Harvey never listens, which is hilarious to me because that's true. And Harvey calls him Steven and leaves.
Yeah, and I didn't understand why he called him Stephen when his name's Andrew, but alas. So then Lewis is showing his appreciation for Zane and got him tickets to the opera, which Zane does not want, but it's fine. And then in comes Harvey, and Lewis is like, wow, did you land Palmer? And he's like, yeah, the fat lady's singing, and just uses some sports metaphors that Lewis doesn't understand, but definitely leads Lewis to believe he has landed Palmer. As Lewis walks away, Zane totally knows that Harvey was lying because it's easier to spot a lie when you're not a part of it.
Totally true. Lewis calls to welcome Andrew to the team, and Andrew says that, hey, I haven't actually signed with you, so I told Harvey to leave me alone. And Andrew says he's having a $100,000 buy-in charity poker game if Lewis wants to talk to him. So my first depo is to you, Kyle. What's the most amount of money you have ever paid for a poker buy-in?
Oh, I don't know. Or want to tell.
Okay. What's the most amount of money you've ever made?
Same question.
What's a charity where you would feel good about paying $100,000 if you had it just sitting around to play poker?
What's your favorite charity?
I don't know. Probably like a food bank
Okay.
or something local.
Okay.
Yeah. $100,000 would go further locally.
Yeah, somewhere like a food bank or a shelter or something.
What we're hearing is that Kyle's really rich from poker.
No,
I just want us to know.
you don't talk about that stuff.
Oh, you don't?
On air with all these followers. I
Oh,
mean,
you don't?
No.
Is it kind of like peeing in the bathroom where you don't go stand next to somebody if there's like other ones that are empty?
This would ruin his bluff game if he ever talked to someone.
Okay, I'll tell you what I played a lot of cards a while ago. I played in casinos, so the online stuff isn't.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I have bought in for over $1,000 before, and I won money that time. That was not at a casino, and at a casino, $1,000 was the most I ever bought in at.
Lewis tells Harvey, listen, I'm going to be the one that goes to that poker game and you stay the hell away from it. And he explains, like, you told me that you had Palmer. And Harvey goes, yeah, well, that's what all the girls say, like, that they don't want to be with you. And I was like, Harvey, this is not good. Not good. If someone says they don't want to be with you, just leave them alone.
No means no.
No means
back and forth.
Oh, no means no.
Yeah.
Like, just knock it off, Harvey.
Yeah.
But then Harvey definitely also does not listen to Lewis, who gives him this ultimatum about not showing up. And he 100% shows up to this poker tournament and is ready to take him on.
Lewis beats everyone at poker. Harvey tells Lois he is letting Palmer win, and Harvey says he's closing this client like Lewis asked, but now he's all in. He was like, look, I don't even care. I'm going to beat you.
They had this big fight.
Yeah, because Lewis is like gloating that he's winning, and Harvey is completely like folding and letting.
So, and let's be clear, because the way you wrote that sounds like...
I wrote it.
Or the way that you wrote it sounds like he won. Lewis won, but he was winning. He was
winning. He did not
up.
win.
He was playing well. He was on a streak. He was on a heater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a heater.
Yeah.
And then it's the two of them left at the table.
Yep, and they're the last two, and Harvey embarrasses Lewis with a pretty outstanding monologue.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's a lot to
It's
drop
a lot to do
in front of a whole bunch of
everybody.
people.
Because that's your managing partner.
And Harvey looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care that he looks like an asshole. So Lewis then goes and asks Robert, hey, you knew that Harvey was lying. Why didn't you say anything? And he goes, because would you in the same situation? And Robert also reminds Lewis, like, listen, Harvey's an equal opportunity asshole. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not just being an asshole to you. He's being an asshole to me. He was an asshole to Jessica Pearson. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not a you thing. It's a Harvey thing.
Mm-hmm. Gretchen tells Harvey that he needs to make things right with Lewis, and Harvey says he's not the only asshole in the room. And
Gretchen says you're the only asshole in this room.
yeah. And she's like, I'm here to fix this, and y'all are going to go take care of it because Donna can't, because she has plans. And Harvey goes, like he makes like a little face.
Like, what are her plans?
Why didn't you run these by me?
Lewis is making a caffeine-free pruny when Harvey apologizes, and Lewis apologizes back. They both called Palmer to hype each other up. They're the two best lawyers in the damn city. And Harvey has a pruny.
So gross.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how that storyline ends.
Okay.
Okay, so then we meet Alex and his wife Rosalie. Mm-hmm. They are having a meeting with Samantha, and the ladies are just hitting it off. And it was actually his wife Rosalie's idea to meet because she wants to get back in the game. She's also a lawyer. She took time off to take care of the kids, but she wants Samantha's help with her case.
Mm-hmm. Alex doesn't want Samantha to take this case with Rosalie because he says whatever happens, he wants to be kept out of it. They're two strong women with opinions. He's like, I don't want to be in the middle of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then Rosalie tells Samantha she wants to close in the room and is excited to get the bad guy to crack during deposition with the help of Samantha.
Then Samantha asks Alex why he doesn't want to work with Rosalie. And he says, listen, when we were in law school, we disagreed on strategy one time. Actually, it was a pro bono case. They were out of law school. Mm-hmm. And Samantha says, like, okay, well, this case and your marriage are in good hands because Alex basically says we disagreed so hard we broke up for a little bit and we never want that to happen again.
The sham college president is grilled by Rosalie and Samantha. He admits he lied about the numbers and the board of directors asked him to do it. His counsel says that they'll either take $15,000 or nothing because the college is going to go bankrupt if they don't.
It's one of those for-profit scam colleges.
Yeah.
Also, the council was representing the college, not this president of the college, I think is important because that's how they got him to crack. They were like, she's not here for you. She's here for the institute.
Yeah.
Samantha and Rosalie celebrate the win, but disagree about what settlement they should take. Rosalie is going to take the offer.
She's first chair.
Okay. Would you take this offer?
I think that I understand Rosalie's explanation for why, and a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Am I right?
Yeah. I think I'd go for more.
Yeah, you're a two in the bush kind of girl.
Yeah, I mean, you got 5 boyfriends.
Quick depot.
How many birds you got in that bush?
How many bushes you got? Outside of your house.
Rosalie is making dinner, and Alex says how much the offer is. She immediately knows he's trying to agree with Samantha because he's kind of like weaseling his way into the conversation. He wouldn't have married her if he didn't respect her as a lawyer. She's like all in her head about it. She's like, you don't respect me as a lawyer. He's like, yeah, of course I do.
Yeah,
course I do.
I also feel like I kind of, I don't know, I felt for both of them in this situation where it's like,
Alex and Rosalie?
yeah, I felt like I've been in both of their shoes. And so, you know, and not like, I'm not with you necessarily.
No.
It's just like,
Yeah.
You want someone to believe you. You want someone to trust
Yeah.
you. You know, yeah, I felt for both of them.
Yeah, and Alex also just wants her to know that, like, there is another side to it. Like, Samantha's right. They probably do have more money. But Alex ultimately tells Samantha that Rosalie's taken the deal. And Rosalie's explanation was like, hey, you could get 50, but you could get 0. And having $15,000 and then having $0 is a lot bigger of a loss than having $50,000 and wait, what was it?
15 to 50.
15 to 50.
15 to 50.
When you're trying to pull the couch cushions
Yeah,
apart
yeah.
to find money, that I can empathize with.
Yeah.
And I do agree that, like,
just take it.
just, yeah, when you have no money and then you get 15,000, you're like, oh my God, my mind's going to
Thank
explode. But when
God.
you have money and you're like, okay, well, I didn't get the 15, no big, you know?
Yeah,
It's
right.
crazy.
And that's the end of
Then
the
we
story.
have a couple sexy scenes coming up.
Oh my
A
God,
couple
they're
sexy
so
stories.
sexy.
We have
this is-
dos sexy stories. The first one is Katrina and Brian.
Oh my God.
Okay, first of all, you guys, Maggie laughed real hard at like all of these scenes. She was like, I can't. This
The
is
extreme close-ups.
it's so much. But okay, let's get
But
into
is
it.
that because of that dude from the show that you like, Brian?
No, dude.
It's because of the way this whole
Craig
Carl
from
wrote this.
Degrassi
Craig from Degrassi.
got me hot in middle school. Like, I was like, this guy, sexy as hell, right? Brian in suits, smelling Katrina's wrists, not doing it for me, making me
It's really
giggle.
funny. Yeah, but it was doing it for her if you were looking for comedic relief.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that you kind of liked him by how much you brought him up in the beginning, but when you say got you hot in middle school,
It's a teen drama show, right? Like, think about like a teen drama you show in
No.
your formative years. Of course, you're gonna like.
Like Zach Morris and Kelly
Yeah.
Kapowski.
Yes, exactly.
So it's just funny because you kept wanting him to like succeed in the show and I guess be sexy, but when he wasn't, you seemed disappointed.
When he wasn't.
Like sexy, like
Guys,
I mean,
they're
he-
fighting right now. It's kind of funny to
No,
watch
well, no,
from
I'm
over
just-
here.
It's so
What'd you say?
I said they're kind of fighting right now, and I'm watching
it's so
it.
funny to watch you like.
Well, now you know who my high school, middle school teen drama crush was.
I love that.
And so that's great. Now you know.
Okay.
And now you know that he's no longer my teen heartthrob crush because I'm no longer a teen.
That's true.
And him sniffing wrists and holding babies was not it for me. Not it.
Let's tell the story.
What story?
The storyline.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna ask who's yours.
Probably Zach Morris.
Oh,
Who's yours?
I don't know. I gotta think about it.
You have to think about who
Mark
your
Paul
heartthrob-
Gosselaar.
Yeah. You can easily come.
No, it'd be a female.
No, I'm just saying what Zach's name is.
Oh, I thought you were trying to put
Kirk
that
Cameron on Growing Pains.
Oh, Kirk Cameron. Yeah.
on. Turned out to be a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Katrina and Brian have got this perfume deal, right? And so they go in to show the competition that they have a lawsuit, but the competition is not biting about it.
Got them CPGs. Brian and Katrina.
Sarah Jessica Parker's.
Brian and Katrina are going to have to make the competition break-in deposition. You read this one.
So they decide, like, well.
Start. I mean, this,
Okay.
I can't read
So
it.
Brian and Katrina are kind of discussing how they're going to make this competition break because they have all these they have all this research saying that's how they came up with their packaging. It wasn't trying to knock off. And then they realize, oh, well, maybe they knocked off the scent too. So Brian goes to smell the perfume. And he's like, I can't tell. So Katrina comes over and she goes, here, and sprays
doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. And she puts it on her wrists. Instead of on his wrists, she puts it on her wrists. And then she's like, here, now smell it. The pheromones mix with the perfume, and it's very personal. Very personal. And he's just like holding her wrist. Okay, think about like if I was like, here, smell my perfume. I would hold my wrist up to your nose, and you would smell it with your nose quick.
Smells like Dawn.
It's like Dawn dish soap. He gracefully holds her wrist and she's like pointing her wrist to her. And then he has to put his nose like touching her
He's
wrist.
cradling it like it's a little baby.
He's cradling her wrist, but her wrist is pointed to her. She no point points her wrist to him.
He starts kind of like nuzzling her forearm.
He has to nuzzle her forearm to get the smell, and the camera just gets closer and closer.
And if I would have been filming Maggie, I would have gotten closer and closer on her because she was laughing like shit. It was so funny. She was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
I was laughing ass out my mouth.
Out your nose? Were you blowing ass out your nose? Or out of your mouth? You're blowing ass out of your
That
mouth.
was my callback. Okay. Who's you, babe?
Oh, that's me?
Katrina tells Donna.
Katrina tells Donna about the moment she had with Brian, but she can't hide from Brian and still needs him pulled off the other case. Donna says if you don't want to eat a cookie, then stay out of the kitchen.
Okay, Depot. If you were Donna in this situation, I know I've got a lot of depots today. Wouldn't you ask what was the moment? Because Katrina kept going, the moment, the moment, the moment.
But
I'd be like, "Tell
nothing
me."
physical.
And I'd be like, I need to know
Well, didn't she say it wasn't physical, but it was
A moment.
I want to know what the moment was.
because if she goes it wasn't physical, then that's all she needs to know.
Yeah.
It wasn't physical.
I
There's
would have
nothing
loved,
to-
though. I would have
need the context.
loved to see Katrina explain what the moment was. Yeah. She was like, well,
He was cradling my wrist.
Hold out your wrists. May I?
may I demonstrate? So I put perfume, and then Donna's like, she's like, I just asked him to smell the perfume. And Donna's like, well, that doesn't seem sexual at all. And she goes, no, like this.
Yeah, you're right. A reenactment of this would have been so much better because Donna would have been like, I don't know what the fuck. And then Harvey walks in, and then Lewis is like, oh, what are we sniffing? And like, we just have to write fan fiction about this.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Katrina and Brian realize.
Brian tells Katrina he can't work because Julie.
Oh, yeah, Brian tells Katrina that he can't work late because Julie is out of town. Julie, let's remind the listeners, is Brian's wife. And they've lost their babysitter. Like, she's not dead. She
Right.
didn't show up. And he invites her to his place. It'll be strictly business.
Just real quick, nobody thought she was dead.
Oh.
Wait, no, real quick. I'm also just thinking, like, what if Brian's never smelled perfume before? So,
That was the first time.
His wife doesn't wear it.
Julia doesn't believe in perfume. She doesn't want to mix things
She
with her
doesn't.
pheromones.
Anything that gets tested on animals, she's out.
She's out. She's like not into it. And so he's like literally never smelled perfume before.
That's why he's so drawn to it.
That's why he's so like, first of all, doesn't understand. He's not like, turn your wrist to me.
I'm sorry. Has Brian never been to a Dillard's?
Well,
What?
it's not on a body. Okay, like maybe he's
You walk in and they attack you?
No,
with
he's
a-
like smelled perfume before, but never like on someone's body.
It's always been at a Dillard's.
Dillard's.
So he like, that's why he holds the bottles up to his nose, because he doesn't understand. And so then when Katrina puts it on her body, he's like, oh my god, like I've never smelled perfume on a body before. And so he doesn't, first of all, know how to smell it, right? Like he doesn't understand. So that's why his nose is so weird and so close to it and nuzzling her arm so much. But second of all, he's just like immediately attracted to her because he's never in his entire life smelled perfume on a body.
We have to write fan fiction.
We do. This is an episode
Just for
ripe.
this. We're going to pause real quick. The elbows are maybe.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. Just pretend you don't have them.
Give me something soft because I got to get close and I can't do
I'll go get
this.
some extra furniture and you can put it on that. Hang on. You have got to pretend you don't have elbows.
slamming
You're literally, you're literally like this.
No.
That makes it worse.
Okay, just keep. What do you? Just keep your hands
Can
on
you
the
do like
table.
this? Do like this, Kyle. Kyle, I want you to casually record
Do
the
you know how
podcast
long
like
I can do that with his shoulder?
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
ready?
you can.
The other part of that, besides Brian never having smelled perfume before,
Okay.
was that he invites her to his place.
Right. You instantly know this is a bad idea.
Yeah, because they're just gonna be strictly business, but that's the only solution.
With the baby in the other room.
Yeah, but they don't have a babysitter.
Yeah. So they had a moment there where brings out his baby for her to hold. And then it's like he was about to kiss her and she was about to kiss him while they're
Over
both
the baby.
over the baby that's not theirs.
Oh hell! If I came in, if I was Julia,
Julie?
and I came in.
Attack him with perfume.
Dude.
Yeah, I'd be like, first of all, what's that smell? I'd smell it from a mile away.
Hang on. But
Show me how you smelled that,
It
Brian.
also, she'd probably be like, I can't tell. Is it your client or the competitors? Because they smell so similar. And the packaging, there's a 97% overlap.
Yeah, right. And they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They rigged the competition, rigged the focus groups to get what they wanted.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like Carla Ryder messed that up with the kiss over the baby, or the almost kiss over the baby.
Yeah, that's
You know?
weird. It's
Sorry.
creepy weird. Katrina and Brian realized that the competition rigged their focus groups to get the results they wanted because their client only did 5 focus groups. The competition did like 20 something. And they're like, oh, they kept doing it to get it like,
To get the answers they
to
wanted.
get the answers they want, right? And like skew it. And so they make a great team. And that's, of course, like I said, when he wakes up with the baby and they have a almost shared kiss over a baby that's not theirs.
It gets too sexy.
It's
Carl.
too sexy.
Once again, close-up shots just coming in hot.
Yeah. Come. Oh, I stopped at a gas station called Come and Go.
Yeah.
Did I
With
tell
the
y'all
K.
that? With the K.
Way better than a C.
Yeah.
Brian and Katrina are then depositioning with the competition with this other perfume company. But then, like, the deposition becomes like a weird metaphor for their entire relationship. And it's so uncomfortable.
Ugh.
And the other lawyer is like, I don't know what's going on, but is there a question? And then they continue to just talk about
It's so heavy-handed.
It's awkward.
It's so awkward.
It's awkward from like the show's perspective of, yes, it's supposed to be awkward in the conference room or whatever, but it's awkward in the the writing of it, us watching it. It's heavy-handed, like you said. Everything about it is awkward.
The other part is like, this has happened before, where a case is a metaphor for what's going on in these attorneys' personal life. But when they're doing the deposition or they're doing the trial, it's seamless and it makes sense. This one was like, the other lawyer was like, I have no idea what you're fucking talking about. I've never smelled perfume.
Right.
Like, he was so confused.
Brian checks in on Katrina after the deposition. She's crying, drinking some whiskey. They both agree that they can't, meaning like they just can't.
They
right?
cannot, yeah.
They can't have any more moments. And she's like, you can't be my associate anymore. And he's like, what are we going to do? She's like, I don't know. Yeah.
It sucks because they make a good team.
They do
but-
make a good team.
But you can't do that. You can't cross the line like that.
No.
You can't smell someone. Babe, I just gotta say, if you ever smell a woman's wrist like that, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
I have never even smelled your wrist like that.
You did just now.
Well,
Now you know. Now you know what my wrist smells like, and you don't have to go smell another woman's wrist.
smells like dawn, baby.
Okay,
We have one last sexy story.
Let's
do.
get it going.
Okay.
this is the Donna sexy story.
Yeah. Donna tells Thomas that yes is the answer to the question that he asked. And he already made reservations and plans because he said, you are somebody who is always doing and planning for others. And I thought you might want somebody to do for you once. And I was like, oh,
Which is why I think he would be a great husband for you.
okay.
Of all the boyfriends.
Yeah.
Like, giver
Yes.
here. Until we find out about his secret family. Donna then is packing up for a date when Lewis demands she stay at the office and help him, and he needs her help. And Donna says, like, my advice to you is act like a grown-up. And he gives her this ultimatum. Like, if you don't help me, then you can't talk about how you helped me become managing partner again. Basically.
Gretchen tells Donna Lewis and Harvey's problem is their problem, and Donna needs to go on her date. So fuck off, basically.
Yeah. I love it. I love Gretchen did that. And then Donna and Thomas are on their date. It's going really great. They both love Cat on Hot Tin Roof, which is great because Donna's such a theater person. She hasn't thought about business all night. It's been all pleasure.
I love that for her. And then they decide to get a nightcap. And Thomas is at Donna's apartment, like he's dropping her off. He immediately hails a taxi. This man is magic, right? Like the world opens for him.
Yeah.
And so does Donna because she invites him up.
Ooh.
Ooh, I came up with that on the spot.
Man, you opened up that closing line the way somebody might open up a train if we were going down to Prediction
I would love
Town.
to get on a train.
Woo woo.
Here we are in Pennsylvania.
Okay, here's my predictions. Palmer and Donna, I think they're going to date until the season finale,
Okay.
when Harvey is going to declare his love for her.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Although now I've decided that this upstanding man that I've said should marry my sister-in-law is possibly... Oh, wait, Kessler. Sorry, not Palmer. Let me say that again.
Kessler.
Yes, again.
Okay, I think Thomas Kessler and Donna are going to date until the season finale when Harvey is going to declare that he loves her.
Okay.
And then also, while we were talking, I thought that Kessler was an upstanding man that could marry my sister-in-law, like a really great guy. But then you guys made this face, and now I think he has a secret family. In our cabin, or not in a cabin. He's going to break that woman's heart. Donna's going to go running into Harvey's arms. So I'm making the prediction I would have made, and then I'm making the prediction that your faces told me to make.
Maybe our faces just needed to move.
Neither one of them are right.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to tell me that. I'm
Yeah,
supposed
it's a prediction.
Whoops.
So wait. Just wait, okay?
Third prediction. No, okay, then I think Lewis is going to be managing partner until the end. I think he's in it for the long haul. He's just doing such a great job. I really appreciate it. Rosalie, I think, is going to have another case and work with Alex or Samantha or some slice of this firm. Maybe even Robert Zane, because he likes to, take up some good cases. Katrina won't be able to find another associate like Brian. It's going to be heart-wrenching. It's going to be depressing. It's going to be awful. And even this robot of a woman who doesn't feel things is going to feel deeply for losing Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my predictions.
These are great. Thank you for joining us, Kyle.
Yes, thank you for letting me blabber and blow ass out of my mouth in considerate conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere. What the fuck is wrong? What the fuck are y'all laughing at me? Thanks so much for Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know how to start that review, you could say, just like Brian, I'd never smelled perfume before. And then this podcast was like perfume for my ears. It was like spraying perfume into my ear hole. And the scent and sounds carried me through my day. It was the most magical experience. And unlike Brian, I can do this again. And I will continue to listen to Only Suits fans.
Should I just fade that out?
What just happened?
I don't know that. You just literally wrote a
I think there's a character limit.
There's a review for that.
Limit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to guess how long that recording was.
2 hours.
An hour and 40 minutes.
An hour and 24 minutes.
Oh, good.